Hello guys, welcome to this another video, and today we are going to be discussing about Xamarin. So Xamarin is a technology that is made for cross-platform application development. So Xamarin originally started as a mono library that can be used in different platforms that Unity has been using for years now, and this started maybe in 2013, 11 to 13. I'm not so sure. You can always research that. So what Xamarin does, it lets you write some C# code and XML code, and you can use those codes to develop applications for a number of devices, number of platforms like Windows, iOS, Android, and Universal Windows Platform. So what this enables is a rapid application development whenever you need it, and also you can always stay in your favorite IDE, that is, I hope, is Visual Studio like mine is, and you can always stay in that IDE. You can always start with C#, you can always write in XML, and you can always use those libraries provided by C#, by Mono, and by .NET frameworks. You can always use that in your application, and you can use those applications to write native like and applications for iOS and Android, which you were not able to do in other platforms in the older times, let's say. And what this has enabled is this has enabled a very easy application development lifecycle. So let me tell you a scenario. If you have to write an application for a client where he needs app for both iOS, Android, and Windows, what you will do, you will hire, in natural cases, you will hire 3 different developers who can write in Windows, who can write in Android, who can write in iOS in Swift language, and then you will just gather them. You will pay them certain amount of money for each and every developer, and you will cost, in this way you will increase your development time, you will increase your development cost, and you will also increase the differences between all these 3 apps. They do not look the same, they do not look since they are developed by different programmers, they do not have the similar functions that are being called. So you can you have to look at 3 different documentations. You have to again manage 3 different applications. So when you update an application, you have to update the 3 different versions, and that is a hell lot of pain. So that is why I chose Xamarin, and I have been using it since a year or more, and I'm really in love with Xamarin because time and again it has always improved. Surely there are some drawbacks, but time and again it has always improved upon the previous versions, and each version is getting better, and each version is looking more native. Of course, you cannot always achieve the same native as you write in Android and Swift. That is a bit of disappointment. But what you achieve is you achieve a far more faster application development. So how can you get Xamarin is you can always go download Visual Studio, and while installing the latest version of Visual Studio, you can always select options to recognizing the different platforms that you want to install. So we will not get into this installation process for now. If you would like to see that, please let me know down in the comments below, and if you like the video, like this video, please leave a thumbs up. Also, what we are saying now is download the community edition of Visual Studio, and then enable cross-platform application development using Xamarin. So there you'll find those options. If you did not, please let me know down in the comments below. I will always answer you. And so these are the basic things about Xamarin. So for next 3 or 4 tutorials and far more than that, what we'll be doing is we'll be discussing about Xamarin. We'll look into Xamarin. We'll look at some of the components that are in Xamarin and how we can implement Xamarin in our application. And there are 2 different branches of Xamarin. If you see it, there are platforms like, let me show you in the Visual Studio itself. So if you go to File, New, and Project, what you can see here is, okay, it's taking a bit of time. Okay, if I go to Android, let's not Android, cross platform, what I can see here is I can see Xamarin, and I can see Xamarin Forms and UI test app. So what we are focusing now is on Android. So is on Xamarin. So what we are doing is we can just type the name for application that you want to give. Let's say app1 for now. If you want to create a Git repository, you can always do that and just click OK. And the next step, what you can see is in this dialog there are options for you. So we are focusing in this UI technology thing here. So there are two different technologies that you can use in Xamarin, and that is Xamarin Forms and Xamarin Native. So there are two different these are two different ways in which you can develop a cross-platform application. Okay, and there is another thing called PCL and share project. We'll discuss that in later, but our focus here is Xamarin Forms and Native. So Xamarin Forms lets you write the code once for both Android, iOS and Windows. That is, once you write the app you can also in Xamarin Forms, the same native libraries you will be used in Android, iOS and Windows. So if you create a text box, let's say this text box will be translated to the respective versions in Android and iOS and Windows. So the text box may be edit text in Android and similarly in Swift and similarly in Windows. So if you create a button, the button will look native to Android, will look native to iOS and will look native to Windows. So these buttons look same in all, look different, and they look native in all three platforms. So here is a catch, guys. If you this Xamarin Forms is advised whenever you are looking for less UI customization and you are going for more code sharing thing only. So in the native, what you can do is you can always create a shared classes. For example, a classes for a student might be shared between all three platforms. The same API might be used. The same classes for getting all those data can be used. Those classes can be shared. But what you have to do is you have to write the UI codes for each different platforms. And what is more advantageous in this form of native application development is that you can use the native classes provided by Xamarin. You can use the native classes provided by Android. You can use the native classes provided by iOS and native classes from Windows. So each application will feel differently in each OS if you want it. If you want, you can make these all look same, and you have far more horizon for expanding your app's UI, whereas that is a bit different and a bit hard in Xamarin Forms. You have to create class renders, and that is not always an easy way for developers. Still, let's look into Xamarin Forms for now. So you have blank app and master detail app. So what is a master detail app? Is the app that has the side panel navigation drawer thing, the hamburger menu, and that can be just swiped in, swiped out. So that is what is a master detail. We are not going to that. We are just looking for blank app. And here's the thing: shared project and portable class library. So we are going at portable class library. We'll discuss this thing, and you can always look at this help to see what code sharing and portable class library, code shared project and portable class library differ. You can, so what the Xamarin Xamarin documentation, sorry guys, what the Xamarin documentation says is that shared code is a layer between each of your different applications: iOS app, Android app and Windows app. So same thing is here. This in PCL library too, there is a shared project that is shared between iOS app, Android app and Windows app. And here is difference. Here's the difference here, guys. There is a shared code for code sharing, and in shared projects there is shared project. So what you see here is this is an entirely different project in Visual Studio, and this project can be shared between iOS, Android and Windows app. In the difference in this in the portable class library, what you see here is the only thing that is here being shared is the code, not the project itself. The project does not have its own properties. What is being shared is the code. So the iOS app, Android app and Windows app each share its own code. So this is the main difference. And what I love is I love using portable class libraries. So portable class libraries, I think they are very much easier to use, and I think they are far more easier to use for me, and I think they will be easier to use for you too. And this Xamarin tutorial will continue this Xamarin tutorial in other videos, guys. Thank you for watching this. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you did not like the video, leave a thumbs down. And if you have any questions, if you have any queries, if I am not clear in some parts, or maybe I have made some mistakes, please let me know down in the comments below. Tell me what I have to improve in my tutorials so that I can deliver better contents. Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys.